Alright, so I want to introduce the basics of materials and shaders, and something that when I first started in 3D was always confusing to me, what the exact distinction was, and then I'd heard about people texture painting stuff, and how does that all fit in with materials. So, for beginners, for starters here, these all have a material on them. If I take the material off, that is a non-materialed object. I'm sure that's the technical way to describe it. No. So, and you can see there's two different ways that I can look at this, right? So, in the past, I'm not even sure they always had the node system. So what you'd have is a pull down here, and I remember taking a Maya class way back in the day, 2008 I think it was. There wasn't really a node system, if I recall right. I was setting things up here, and you can do this, right? You can change the base color. Get that back to 0. That's all it. Alright, so you can adjust these things, and this is a lot better than it used to be. They didn't have all these variables, because Principled BSDF in Blender is fairly industry standardized now. It didn't used to be. It used to be just like a color diffuse input, and you just have that one shader, which leads me to my next point. Principled BSDF is a particular kind of shader, and I'm guessing you can open this up. It's a group of individual shaders that they combine together. So if you look here, we've got a whole bunch of different ones, and this is the one that I always defaulted to back in the day. We've got a diffuse, and I like to use transparent, and these are all each individual shader components. When I go into Substance Painter, there's more. I'll show off one of these real quick here, just so you see what I'm talking about. Right now you see this is using this one. If I pull this apart, there's nothing. It's just empty with the material output going into it. Now it's back. Now I can change the color. It's just that there's no extra options here to add stuff. There is a normal, although I guess you can plug a normal map into this. But, and then here, take that off and put this one in. This one makes things transparent, and we can make it transparent of a different color and see things through it. And so you can imagine I spent a lot of time on these individual ones, but then I discovered Principled BSDF, and I'm just still discovering how powerful this shader is, this Uber shader, as I heard it once being called. I love it. So, this of course is one material. I can create multiple materials. The materials then are the containers which shaders live inside, and so I can make it complex, elaborate, shader combinations, and do all kinds of. There's a class BSDF, I guess is a combined one too. I can make groups. I think I forget the hotkey. Control G. I can make a group. tab that goes in and out of this, but okay, I have to click on it. Okay, so you just have to click on one of the endpoints. Make a group. All complex, uber complex shader graphs and networks of shaders combined into this material output. So everything has to funnel through this material output. If I remember correctly, this is for films. If you want to get different AOVs, I couldn't describe what that is right now, but it's for film stuff, for rendering different quality stuff, for compositing and yada yada. And so, one of the terms you probably heard of is physically based rendering, or PBR. PBR texture packs. Usually they're packs. So what you're going to have is well, I don't have any right now. Let's see, maybe I do. We have something. Okay, I use the Node Wrangler plugin real quick. Do a principled setup. Just use something else. Pictures are going to be bad, but we don't care. Alright, so this one's specific for Blender. Alright, so those are four. Alright, so that's going to go ahead and lock those into place automatically. And let me find this again here. So our normal determines shading. It basically fakes details. That actually came out fairly well. I'm going to pick a break I made. And it's going to add in this detail so it looks like there's extra detail there. Displacement. Let's go to this one. This one doesn't have anything on it, but this one would actual fake depth and things like that. Not every software package has capacity for displacement, or it's not easy to implement always. Make your own custom shaders, of course you can, but roughness is another one. Determines how smooth or rough something is. So this is obviously pretty rough, but if I remove this and pump the roughness up, that's going to be very rough. If I bring the roughness down, you can see that it's all shiny, really shiny. But as you can see, the normals are still causing certain areas to jump out a bit. Roughness is still off. Okay, and our base map. This is the color. This is where the color is at. So base color. There's different formats that's used for the base color. Sometimes there's albedo, and other times it's called the diffuse. They're all a little bit different. Basically, you want something that has the color detail in it. So you can plug in here. You want to try to kind of match it with what the specific shader is going for, though. So in Unity, they use a base color or base map. And I don't know what they use in Unreal. Maya and Arnold Renderer has its own map types for metallic roughness, and the PBR format it uses. Last thing I want to mention, just so we're not missing this detail, normal map is not recognized as a regular texture because it's obviously purple looking here with some blue in it. So it lives inside the non-color space. And so basically that's I also wanted to make sure that I hit why nodes are better. I think it's evident. Yeah, you can adjust things in here, but you get to see it more spelled out for you when it's in a node setup, right? You can zoom in here. You can see how things are connected. Here you have to go into drop downs. You might forget what things are. I mean, it may technically be a little cleaner, but it's just not going to be as fast. And so if you want to do something simple, you know, I learned the node system so long ago. It's standardized, and so I love setting up materials and complex shaders within materials for objects. So that's basically it, guys, for shaders and materials.